we hear that a certain controversial musician in Nigeria is planning to go into the boxing ring with an international, we could say an international and highly respected boxer, a Nigerian, by the way, talking about the one who has won bouts. And he's, just a few days ago, he was seen running
just outside Banana Island.
Outside Banana Island, not in Oshodi or CMS or somewhere in the Epidemeta. But of course, in Banana Island, where he was, running around trying to get his fitness back.
Do you by any chance mean Okikiola? What's that his first name? I forgot Abby's surname.
Habib.
Is it Habib Okikiola?
Okikiola, but the person that was jogging is an internationally recognized.
But this Habib says he wants to fight him if they would give him 100 million.
I mean, just look at that picture.
Just look at that picture.
Is that not a suicide mission? Would he leave alone?
I will fight Anthony Joshua for 100 million naira, according to Portable.
I don't blame all of you people. People are using Anthony Joshua.
Let's take a look at this, Olive, before you add your thoughts.
Okay.
Take a look at this.
All right.
Zakato Zari, I'm not going to kill you do yet. I want the offer I bring this time is small. Number one, nothing make a come fight. I know they fight again. Now money they look for a shot to give us you was a boxing no. Go to me, but when you move now as I did like this. Now only that guy who not say American fight. You know blow me now. Speciality go blow. You want use me promoting show ni.
So just in case people are wondering which guy he was talking about, the guy he was meant to fight with is Speed Darlington, aka Speedy Baba. But he has said that no, this is that's definitely not Speed Darlington.
Yeah, that's the one he fought first.
Yes,
okay. But he now said he wants to fight. He was supposed to fight Speed Darlington, but he said Speed Darlington no blow reach him. Speed Darlington is too small for him. It is Anthony Joshua, and I feel very disrespected on behalf of Anthony Joshua. Like people are using Anthony Joshua to do because 100 million. A whole Anthony Joshua is who's Portable. It's a disrespect. It's an insult.
What I don't like, and I must express my anger. You want to fight Anthony Joshua, that's in, for 100 million naira. Listen, Benga Olive, I will fight Anthony Joshua for 10 million naira.
Wow, huh? Joe, don't sell yourself.
So you are not insulting Anthony Joshua.
No, let's go.
You are not insulting Anthony Joshua.
I just tell him, bro, calm down.
So you know why it's paining me? It's because
bro, show love.
You know why it's hurting me? He hasn't had his career has been very interesting in the past few years. So it just feels like they're using him to catch crews, whether we like it or not. Anthony Joshua he's our legend. He's our son, and we are very proud of him.
British or Nigerian?
He's Nigerian.
He's so close to your heart, Olive.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him. He's a Nigerian and he's doing well. Okikiola Habib should stay in his own lane and face his Azuze and leave Anthony Joshua. Please don't interrupt our insult Anthony Joshua. Please let's move away from that story, Jerry.
Anyway, just to lighten things up, let's go to another story now, Binga. Let's go to the bus park.
Yeah, this is quite disturbing. I mean, a female driver was assaulted by an Agbero, and there's so many layers to this conversation. It's the menace of weaponization of Agbero in Lagos State. It's almost like, anyway, let's watch the video.
But let's just warn you that you will be triggered.
Yes.
Viewer discretion advised.
To you.
Everybody that is watching this video now, please, you should make it viral. Does this supposed to happen to me? Is it because I'm a commercial driver? On my right, you enter my motor. I carry this guy. You know the rich run? For rental fee. He say they go law school. As I look at for me, I think they don't carry my battery. From there, now I come down, go meet them. Say, if you don't drive, I don't take. Wait till why you won't carry my battery to? This one is the last one I won't carry battery. That's what you want to carry battery. Which battery? See the battery for here. Where the pack? See the battery. I want to enter to go law school. From back. Now you for carry my battery. From back. Now from there, you just start to beat me. See my face. Me not see my clothes to stay again. Have anybody where they watch this video? Me not me come my right. You supposed to do me like this. You don't make a deal.
This is very sad. This video had come out earlier on, and the reaction is there's an association for female drivers in Lagos State. They've put out a statement that they are not in any way supporting what happened, and they are pushing for justice. They say justice must be served. One thing came to my mind. If not for the tough situation Nigerians have found themselves in, including us, you could hear that lady, well-spoken.
Just trying to make ends meet.
She's just trying to make ends meet. But it seems like the Agberos have now gained more power, especially in the state. And one would wonder, if you say Lagos is a smart city, I always have a question to ask regarding that. And I've seen people ask that question many times, especially during election, pre-election.
And it's a valid question.
Yeah, and they say, okay, what would you do if you're coming to say you want to be the state governor? What would you do to the menace to the society, which is the Agberos? What can you do?
They are becoming so emboldened and like...
They start beating around the bush, oh, don't worry, we're going to do this. But guys, I must be honest, it is now worse. Every street, in short, let me shock you, aside from Agberos collecting money on the road, they now collect money if you have any equipment in your car. Whether you're moving, if you're moving houses,
Have you tried, I was going to ask you, have you tried moving houses?
They will wait for you, you pay, they see you on the road, you're moving houses, where are you taking the load to? Owo Kini, Owo this.
So you pay from the Agberos where you're moving out from, then the Agberos on the road, then the Agberos for where you are going to.
I mean, when did we normalize this sort of nonsense?
And the people will be like, oh, no, it depends on where you're living. That's a big fat lie. I'm talking about Lekki. Lekki might not be high-end, but Lekki is definitely not low-end. We're talking the likes of Lekki Phase 1. You will pay money to be able to move your load. And it's just really ridiculous. Coming back to the story.
What is the money used for?
Coming back to the
roads
story.
are bad.
There's another angle to this story.
Is it even officially sanctioned?
It's,
so why are they there? What's law enforcement doing?
You can ask the state.
Back to this particular story. There are two layers. First of all, I applaud her. I want to say, well done. Congratulations to you. You are a fighter. We're so proud of you for being able to stand up for yourself. I mean, watching that the man was about to steal her battery, like she said, and being able to apprehend him, even though she realizes he might be physically stronger than her. So well done to this really, really courageous lady. You know, documenting it, even though she'd been abused. That's one angle. Secondly, do you want to tell me that there were no other men there watching what happened? Can we say completely there were no men in this vehicle, there were no men around that could stand up to fight for her? So shame on all the people who stood by and watched this woman get beaten up. If we, as human beings, started calling out other people's bad behaviors, we'll see less things like this. The truth is, he's doing, and I hate to throw in the gender card, but he would have behaved better if this was a man that was driving this bus. He wouldn't have assaulted him the way that, because you know he's your man. You know that he will beat you or you will beat him. He's a coward.
He's a coward.
For you to see that woman who is trying to defend herself, and the next thing you do is to start to beat her because you want to show that you have more power than her, you are a coward. And the men who stood by, watching whilst that man assaulted her and couldn't fight for her, they are cowards as well, and they should all be ashamed of themselves.
But I trust the Lagos State Government Domestic Violence Unit or the women unit to do something about this. I'm sure they would make a lesson or a scapegoat out of him if it's just this one, so others will learn that you're not supposed to put your hand on any other human being if it's not in self-defense.
Yeah.
And it's not even just about that one, because I know I really just said that the men had a responsibility. I think it's also our I don't care attitude in Nigeria, where you're driving past, waiting consign me, you see somebody having a problem, hey, yeah, we drive past. We have an I don't care spirit. I feel that if we had a more united spirit where we all can collectively with one voice call out bad behavior, there'll be less of all this.
That's disgraceful behavior.
No, that's painful, disgraceful.
And thank you for bringing up the point of the men in the vicinity. They should, I mean, why would you see something like that going on? Assaulting a female and then you all stand by and look. It's wrong.
And somebody was even holding camera. You're holding camera to do what?
It's so wrong. The Female Drivers Association of Nigeria, otherwise known as the FIDAN, are outraged and deeply disturbed by the recent incidents, they say. And they're also saying that they urge the public, particularly the licensed operators in the parks and on the road, to join in condemning the evil act. They said they want their women, our women, to be able to perform their duties without fear of harassment and assault. Now they're making demands. Demands are immediate investigation into incidents of assault and harassment of female commercial drivers in Nigeria, justice and accountability for perpetrators, a safe and supportive environment for women drivers, and so on. And I must use this medium to also say that, this is a good press release from FIDAN. We hope, like Benga has also highlighted, that the Lagos state government will look into this situation. It shouldn't be swept under the carpet. Most times when I drive, when I see women bus drivers, commercial drivers, I'm always
it's a thing of joy.
I'm always like, well done. Well done, because it's not because women can't do it. We have a lady here. We're not saying that women can't do it, because it shouldn't be a case that should be looked at, oh, no, are you trying to say women are not? No. But it's the fact that Lagos is a tough and terrible terrain to engage in that kind of business, because you have to struggle with the Agberos, conductors. Some people are entering your car, they're not paying, you park, you fight. It's like that you can't be quiet and be a commercial bus driver. That's why most of them are always under the influence, so that they can continue to do. Job. Yeah, it's a tough job. So looking at her, we sincerely, our condolences to her in terms of how she's been mistreated. But hopefully, let's hope that we'll get something out of this. All right, now to our final story. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police over the allegations made by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Recall that when she addressed her constituents, she did speak about setting allegations of an intention to assassinate, a plot to assassinate her, and that this plot was made to look like it would happen in Kogi State, so that it would seem like her constituents assassinated her. The Senate President, of course, I would say that he did what he needed to do. These were very strong allegations. Regardless of what side of the divide you're on, when you have such strong allegations, saying that someone potentially planned to assassinate you is very strong allegation. So the Senate President is well within his rights to bring up a petition with the Inspector General of Police. Investigation needs to occur, and we hope that the truth comes to light.
My take on this is the senator, distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, in an interview said she's a lawyer, she understands the gravity of the allegations she made, she's a responsible and sensible citizen, and she's also petitioned and put on notice the security operatives on this assassination attempt. I guess both parties would have their day in court, and the court would decide, who's slandering or who's telling the truth in this situation. Like responsible adults should do. Don't take laws into your hands. Law enforcement and the courts are always there to investigate.
Well said. Most importantly, you've had politicians from different states, you could say a different divide. They've come together and they've said, this issue is taking longer. And I'm starting to also think about it. When I saw the update on this story, I thought to myself, and I said this before, this case could have been done and dusted and sorted. Everybody would have been fine.
The problem is that if you say this case, they will tell you it is not one case. That it is a changing of seats matter. That she now used defense of sexual allegation. That is what they will say to you.
Then there's now assassination.
So there are several other cases. And there are multiple suits. There's the one by Senate President Godswill Akpabio's wife for defamation. There's the one of her, she has her own, her husband has her own against Senator Mweboing. So it's a multiplicity of suits.
It's going back and forth, and we're going to see. I think it's going to, if it's not taken, if it's not handled properly, I'm seeing an implosion within, even internally, because what this would do is a lot of other people are watching. Remember, in Nigeria, what we're starting to see is, I think we're going with the trend in our political space, where if one person had done something, just like what we see in River State, people are now saying, oh, it's fine. You could go ahead and call a state of emergency. After all, XYZ
you use bad example to justify.
This person did this, and so on. So if it's not handled, properly, in the near future, or even very soon, we would see something quite similar.
I like the analysis you gave last week, that, if people have swallowed their egos and just killed it immediately, we won't get here. But unfortunately, we can't rewind time. We've passed that time, and we just have to wait through and let the courts decide on the multiplicity of all the issues on the ground.
A number of suits, really. But we'll follow up with these stories one after the other. And the onus now lies on the court to ensure that justice is not just done, but manifestly seen to be done by all. Let's bring you this morning the top stories that we're going to be looking at.